The first out of the many seasonal units that are coming in the next coming months. Is Fall Iris in Naganadel any good? And should you invest your gems in trying to scout for them? In this video, we are going to discuss that. So, without further ado, let's do this. Cue the intro. Yo, this is Sol, also known as Absol-utely, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, the artist Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, this video is about Fall Iris and Naganadel, and you know, it takes a couple of time to do these videos, so I would really appreciate it if you would shower this with some love. Hit the thumbs up button, it's free. And if you have been watching my videos for quite a while, or if you're a first timer, you want more videos for Pokemon Masters, don't forget to subscribe by clicking on subscribe down below, and make sure your notifications are on so that you will get notified. You know, press all so you will not miss a single video when they come out. And you know, we have a Discord server if you want to be updated. It also sends out notifications if you want to. You can join my Discord server at splgum.com/discord. Just go to that link, splgum.com/discord, and join in, have some fun, chat with the others, boast about your lucky Sync Pair Scouts or interactions or whatsoever. And last but not the least, if you want to help out the channel a little bit more than necessary, and I would really appreciate it if you would become a member of this channel, just like my awesome members out here. Thank you so much, everyone in this page, for your support. Really appreciate it. But anyway, guys, this video is about Fall Iris and Naganadel. And as you might know, or you might not know, she is the second to the last unit that comes out in this October update. We already have SYGNA suit WALLY, we already have GORDIE, MELONY, Victor. The next one is Fall Iris. Comes out on October 17. That's a Monday for Asians. And 2 days after her, we have Fall Alistair. Comes out on October 19. They both end on November 2. Meanwhile, the others have their end dates over there. And little note is that out of these 6 units, 4 are limited units. That's SYGNA suit WALLY, the first one, Victor, the fourth one, and the next 2, these 2 are also limited units. Meanwhile, GORDIE and MELONY are Spotlight Scouts. And that means after October 23, any banner that comes out most probably have them inside. So if you are looking to save some gems, you can probably skip them. Meanwhile, do you want to skip or scout for Fall Iris? And that's what this video is all about. So she is a seasonal unit, and that means she shares not too good chances of rolling a 5-star. That's only a 7% chance of getting a 5-star unit when you scout on her banner. Meanwhile, she's a seasonal again, and seasonal units have what is called a tiered scout. And that means you can use paid gems in order to get, you know, to follow their tiered scout route. And at 7,700 paid gems, you get access to a ticket scout, which gives you a 25% chance of scouting her. And at 20,200 paid gems, you have a 100% chance of scouting for her. The difference between that route and the normal route is that it's 20,200 paid gems versus 36,600 non-paid gems. So you are saving up around 15,000 plus gems, or was it 16,000 plus? I don't want to do some math anymore, but yeah, that's basically it. You get to save some money, but at the same time, you need to spend some money in order to get her via the tiered scout route. So that aside, you know, we have a video for this all of them. If you want to know my thoughts about each one of these sync pairs, you can check out my October sync pairs Who to Scout for video. Or, you know, I have individual analysis for Gordie, Melony, Victor. This one is for Iris. I will have one for Alistair. I do not have one for SYGNA WALLY, but I have showcase videos for each one of them. Link will be in the description if you want to check them out. So, let's get moving, and this is what Fall Iris's sync move animation will look like. Enjoy! Poor Lucario. Okay, so Naganadel is an Ultra Beast. If I am not mistaken, we do not exactly have a lot of Ultra Beasts paired up with, you know, a lot of them are gonna be special units. Like, for example, Buzzwole and Cosplay Guzma. One of the non-special units, I guess, is Luzamine and Pheromosa. That's just a Spotlight Scout. But Naganadel is technically an Ultra Beast. A Pokemon, I guess that's a Pokemon that came from a different world. So, I'm gonna eat you up. Haha, just kidding. If you see this, congratulations. And now she has Acid and Hyper Beam. Acid is a weak 1 move gauge attack, but it hits everyone and has a 10% chance of lowering the special defense of the opponent. Hyper Beam is a strong 4 move gauge attacks that hit one opponent, and because of her passive skill, Poison Shift, a normal type Hyper Beam becomes a poison type Hyper Beam. So how many Hyper Beams do we now have? Flying type Hyper Beam, New Year Lance, we have... I don't want to think about it. But we have a lot of different Hyper Beams, and it's always Hyper Beam that gets the shift, probably Mega Kick of SYGNA Giovanni, but a lot of Hyper Beams, different types because of the shifting. So, we also have Poison Wish, which she's the very first unit to bring in Poison Zone, which powers up poison type attacks of everyone. And then Gonna Eat You Up is a trainer move that you can use only once, but it raises your special attack by 4, raises your accuracy by 1, and raises your critical hit rate by 2. You want to raise your accuracy because I don't think Acid and Hyper Beam have 100% accuracy. And with this, it helps to hit the opponent. With every fiber, Poison Beam is her sync move. And as a tech sync pair, you get to have a multiplier here. If the field is Poison Zone, you get to deal stronger damage. And don't forget that Poison Wish or Poison Zone already powers up your poison type attacks. So technically, it adds up to the Poison Zone bonus. So that's like a double multiplier, so on like that. Again, going to the passive skills, we have Virulent Toxin 3. If the opponent is poisoned, we get to deal 30% stronger damage. And how do we poison the opponent? It's because of Toxic Chance 2, the passive skill that gives us a 30% chance of poisoning the opponent when we use Acid or Hyper Beam. So, 30% chance of poisoning one opponent using Hyper Beam, or 30% chance of poisoning every single opponent by using Acid. I think this does not, you know, whatchamacallit. This is, if one opponent gets poisoned, every single opponent gets poisoned. You know, there are like penalties for AoE attacks. I don't think Toxic Chance 2 has the penalty. So if one opponent gets poisoned, I believe all opponents get poisoned. But I might be wrong, but don't take my word for it. Let's just wait for her to come out before that happens. And now we go to the sync grid. At 1 out of 5, you get a Gonna Eat You Up MP Refresh 2. It's always nice to get the MP Refresh of the trainer move at 1 out of 5 because, you know, you can maximize. What does this do again? It gives you special attack plus 4, accuracy plus 1, critical hit rate plus 2. So with 1 MP Refresh, you get to maximize your special attack, you get to raise your accuracy by another 1, and you get to maximize your critical hit rate which is pretty good, pretty good. Acid Toxic Chance 2 is a 2 out of 5, and this gives you an additional 30% chance of leaving everyone poisoned when you use acid. Personally, yeah, this is, I believe this is unnecessary. But if you want to go for it, go for it. I mean, acid is just a 1 move gauge attack, and you want to use acid quite a lot of times in order to try and lower the opponent's special defense, which we will know at 3 out of 5 gets an on a roll 9. And this is every single time you use acid, you get to lower everyone's special defense stat. And before, well, special defense debuffers are few. Now there's much more of them. But this is one of the good ones. You know, you get to deal not only just damage, but you also get to lower the opponent's special defense, but also have a chance of poisoning the opponent. So I think this is a very, very good tile. 3 out of 5 on a roll 9. Get to lower every single time you use acid. Get to lower the opponent's special defense stat. 2 out of 5, you get Gonna Eat You Up ramp of 1. Raises your special attack by 1. Again, Gonna Eat You Up just raises your special attack plus 4. I believe Gonna Eat You Up MP Refresh is much better than the ramp up 1. Poisonous Acceleration 2 speeds up the move gauge when there's Poison Zone. And Victory Charge 6 if you get to knock out an opponent either using Acid or Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam much more likely. You get to fill up your move gauge immediately. Nice! 3 out of 5 Brain Teaser. The lower the opponent's special defense is, how do you do this? Acid. You get to power up either your Acid or your Hyper Beam. Poison Wish, buy 1 get 1 9. When you use Poison Wish, you get a free move next, which you should use for Hyper Beam. Poison Wish MP Refresh 2, lock at 3 out of 5. Sharp Entry 1, so that you can, if you get this, you just have start with critical hit rate plus 1, then you can use Gonna Eat You Up once, and you have maximum critical hit rate. Smarty Pants is technically the sync move version of Brain Teaser. The lower the opponent's special attack is, the stronger your sync move is. Nice! Super Victory, if you get to destroy, kill an opponent using your attack. Any attack. Either attack or sync move, you get to give yourself a super effective up next. I think Victory Charge 6 also works like that. And then with every fiber, Poison Beam, you know, sync move boosts. 2 sync move boosts for Fall Iris. So very typical sync grid. And now we cannot get everything in her grid. So let us check her grid to see what we can get. So guys, at 1 out of 5, you technically can get everything. And by the way, this is from Pokemon Mask Poma Tools of STDK 12. At 2 out of 5, I think I decide to get, it's not exactly too much notable tiles here. Again, there's an option to get Acid Toxic Chance 2, but I guess that's optional. I'm getting MP Refresh 2. I'm getting Victory Charge 6 so that, we can fill up our move gauge quicker. We got a Hyper Beam move gauge refresh 2, accuracy plus 5, and a special attack plus 20 over here to the bottom. But there's other things that we can consider, but I think this is the way that I'll go about this. And at 3 out of 5, I'm getting the multipliers. So we got Smarty Pants over here, we got Brain Teaser over here, we got Super Victory on over here, and very important, I believe, is getting Acid on a roll 9 over here to the bottom left part of the screen. And I think this is the one and only way I will go about this, unless I want the MP Refresh 2, which I will have to build up completely different grid for this one. But I think this is a perfect balance of good and everything good about Fall Iris. So that's that, guys. That was Fall Iris' sync grid. Now let's move on back to this screen. And over here again, timeline, just in case you want to refresh your memory. The timeline of events, they end on November 2. And now comparing each one of them, as you can see over here, Fall Iris has the fastest speed out of the bunch. The lowest HP, but the fastest speed and everything kind of in the middle. Safe, not too weak in terms of attack, not too weak in terms of defenses. Everything pretty much average. HP a little bit low, but with defenses like that, it's not too bad, guys. And you know, stats are not exactly everything. So comparing their multipliers over here, we can see that Fall Iris does not exactly have a lot of multipliers compared to, for example, Victor or SYGNA Suit Wally or Gordie or stuff. But how good is she in terms of damage, even with minimal multipliers? Well, decide to compare her with sync pairs that with poison types. We got she's a tech sync pair, but she is the first poison type tech sync pair that can be 6-star EX. Yes, Lucy will get an expanded sync grid soon, but she's the first, one and only 6-star EXable poison type tech sync pair. So I decided to compare her with the strikers. And how many strikers do we have that can land strong poison types? We got Alice. Well, Alistair is not a striker, but then he can be 6-star EX and he's not poison type, but Alistair. We got LOOKER recently came out. We got Plumeria. I think those are the only two poison types that can be 6-star EX. We got SYGNA Suit Giovanni. And I decided to compare them. And here's what it looks like. Fall Iris has the highest defenses. And I think I messed up the colors for special defense. It's actually the opposite. Fall Iris has the highest special defense. SYGNA Suit Giovanni has the lowest special defense. In terms of speed, Plumeria beats Fall Iris by a little bit. And the lowest speed is LOOKER. In terms of attack, we do not consider Fall Iris' attack. She is a special attacker. And the strongest special attacker over here is Alistair, but Alistair is a ghost type. And the lowest HP is Plumeria with 524. That's actually very low. In terms of multipliers, so we can see over here, again, Fall Iris, surprisingly, if you consider this, has the fewest attack move multipliers. Interesting. In terms of sync move multipliers, we got, well, pretty much equal to each one. We got 3 multipliers for sync moves, for Fall Iris, for LOOKER. Plumeria only has 1, but Inertia is a good one. And for the grade 1s, well, Alistair is not a poison type. SYGNA Suit Giovanni is not a poison type. So we do not consider their sync moves. But guys, how do they compare in terms of damage? Did the computations using the Pokemon Masters tools? You can check the link out in the description. If I forget about putting the link, just let me know in the comment section. But in terms of damage, if you are able to get super effective up next with everyone 6-star EX, with all grid tiles active, with opponents' defenses stats lowered, with all the needed stuff, this is what it will look like. Fall Iris, Aces, the DPS or the max damage at 3,564,870. And this is using her strongest move, Hyper Beam. Alistair is the weakest with Sludge Bomb, I think. LOOKER's Poison Jab with 2,228,000. Plumeria's Sludge Wave at 1,740. SYGNA Suit Giovanni's Poison Jab at 2,701,236. In terms of nuking with Poison type sync move, we got Fall Iris, highest of the bunch, 17,609,602. And LOOKER and Plumeria just cannot compare with the sync nuking. But guys, I will make one, confession right now and say that I did not consider Poison Zone for Alistair, LOOKER, Plumeria, and Giovanni. And if we were to, you know, rank all of this first, or rather, if we were to consider Poison Zone, this is how the numbers change. SYGNA Giovanni becomes the strongest poison type attacker. 4,051,854, followed by Fall Iris. In fact, let me just sort these out right now according to attack order. And seeing this, well, someone came into the list. That's Marnie and Toxic Rope. She becomes the 4th strongest attacker over here. You know, Marnie is obtainable in the Trainer Lodge, but cannot be 6-star EX. So, in terms of the strongest poison type attackers, SYGNA Giovanni, then Fall Iris, then LOOKER, then Marnie and Toxic Rope, then Plumeria. Again, this is with Poison Wish or Poison Zone active. And in terms of sync nuking the opponent, if we sort this out, Fall Iris comes first, followed by Marnie and Toxic Rope, followed by Koga, followed by Lucy, followed by LOOKER. This is interesting because if Marnie, Koga, and Lucy get a 6-star EX form in the future, Marnie will outdamage Fall Iris. Lucy probably will not. It's like a 1.5 times multiplier. Koga will, what is 12 million times 1.5? Let me calculate that. 12.5 times 1.5. Yeah, Koga will outdamage Fall Iris once Koga finally gets a 6-star EX form. So that's that. But Fall Iris, we have to remember, guys, that it's so easy to unlock or to trigger Fall Iris's multipliers. And that is just by bringing in Poison Zone. By using Acid, you know, it's 3 out of 5. And you need to use Acid 6 times to lower the opponent's special defense to -6. And by killing off one opponent using Hyper Beam or Acid, you get a super effective up next using Super Victory. And that's how you trigger that multiplier. So it's very easy to trigger Fall Iris's multipliers. Plus, at the same time, you're lowering the opponent's stats upon doing so, making Fall Iris a very, very good sync pair. And again, every single number you see here has to do with Poison Zone. So you need Fall Iris in order to reach 12 million, to reach 40 million. Without Fall Iris, the damage just dropped down. And Fall Iris just surpasses each one of them still. So that is our number comparison for Fall Iris. What do you have to take home? First of all, she's the very first Poison type tech sync pair. And by being the first one, you can safely assume that she will be affected by a power creep in the near/far future. You know, Plumeria has been out for a very long time. Then we suddenly got LOOKER coming out recently. LOOKER is a little bit more powerful than Plumeria. But then, boom, Fall Iris. And what do you have to say about Fall Iris? Much better overall than LOOKER, except for the AoE sync move. But then you got an AoE Acid, and it's only 1 move gauge, and it's very strong. And you know, Poison Wish and stuff. We got GORDIE, the very first 6-star EXable rock type tech sync pair. So he is also one that will be affected by a power creep, you know. Wait till they release a new Poison type tech unit. I believe Fall Iris just will drop down. You know, the usage of Poison Wish will still be there, very important. But in terms of damage, you know, they can easily, Pokemon Masters or DNA can easily create a new sync pair that's much, much stronger than Fall Iris. Probably the numbers reaching 20M as for this computation and stuff. So, what poison types can we have? You know, we have Clara for Pokemon Sword and Isle of Armor. We got, whatchamacallit, we got Oleana, Villain Arc, probably Galar. So it's gonna have a G-Max Garbodor definitely. So those are two of the poison types that I can very easily think of right now. So, you know, once a new poison type comes out, Iris definitely, I think, will drop down the list. But right now, if you want a very good poison type texting pair attacker, debuffer, whatchamacallit, she's kind of like a hybrid of a striker as well as a tech unit. Definitely scout for her. She's a limited unit. Probably the earliest you can try scouting for her again if you want to just pass this. You might be able to scout on the 3.5 year anniversary. Normally they give us select scouts for seasonal units. Probably she will appear there in that scout. So if you want to wait, probably the next time you'll see her is the 3.5 year anniversary. End of February or mid-February, run up to 3.5 year anniversary. But there's a lot to like about her kit. In fact, I believe that she might be the best unit from this update. Melony is considered one of the best, at least for me too, but Melony is a Spotlight Scout, so you can completely skip that. SYGNA WALLY is very good as well. Very, very good. I guess the Fairy type rebuff, the debuffing -4 attack, -4 special attack is good. But Iris, AOE, special defense debuff with only 1 move gauge. Poison type Hyper Beam. Poison Wish. Very good. Very good. I have not really a lot of bad things to say about Iris. Except that she's a seasonal. And that seasonals only have a 7% chance of getting a random 5-star sync pair. But then, you know, that's my little analysis for Iris. Villain Arc comes out next month. Could be a Master Fair there. Could not be a Master Fair there. We'll have to see. But before Iris ends, we will have the Datamine for next month. So if you want, you can wait a little bit to see the Datamine again, because thankfully, because she is a seasonal, we do not have 5 out of 5 grids. Only stuck at 3 out of 5. Thankfully, she does not have a 5 out of 5 grid. Thankfully. But with that said, guys, as usual, as I always like to end, go for your faves and not the meta, because the poison type meta is surely gonna change once more poison type units come out into the world of Pokemon Masters EX. And if you reach this point in the video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, especially if you've enjoyed this video, as it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of stress to work on videos like this. And comment your thoughts. Let me know if you're scouting for Iris or not. Let me know also how you would rank these sync pairs. Who for you is the best out of... Where is my slide? Who for you is the best out of the sync pairs that came out in this update? Who are you scouting for? Who are you skipping? Are you skipping all? Are you scouting all whatsoever? And, you know, you can check out my how many gems can we get for the month of October 2022 and see how many gems you get overall. I also have a video as to how many gems you can scout, you can still get before Ash goes away. Check that out as well, link will be in the description. But that's that. That is the end of my scout and skip video for Iris and Naganadel. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on your notifications and support the channel by becoming a member, just like these awesome people who have gifted memberships. Thank you, Shadowphil. Thank you, Jeremy, for your big time support. And again, thank you to all my longtime members who have been showering love to this channel. Thank you to Shadowphil, Marokman, Aryan Sink, Tackman, Agent 10 Splatoon, and the other Tackman, Vods. Thank you, Alcin. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Sastri Abiron. Thank you, Marcella. Thank you, Arima. Thank you, Ewis. Thank you, Tatsuya Gold. Thank you, Apsaras. And thank you, TechMech, for all your kindness. And that's it. wish you luck with your scouts. And there's still a little bit of time before Fall Iris comes out. You know, my schedule is really busy, so I decided to get this video out as quickly as possible before I die again from frustration. That's it. Thank you for watching. This is Sol, also known as SPL Gamma, also known as Spatial Gamma, also known as Grunt. Yeah, this team's called Grunt. And I will see you in the next video. Right.